Hey Scrappy friends, it's Audrey Yeager. Thanks for coming by my channel today for another fall layout. I am continuing to play along with the November 2020 Hip Kit Club kit. Again, I'm still loving all these papers and patterns and colors. A lot of these papers and embellishments are from the Simple Stories Cozy Days collection. And I love trying to take a kit and really, even though it comes with, a coordinated set of patterns and looks, I like to try to get different looks or just kind of use different colors, different color combinations from the things in the kit. So I am going to use a piece of this kind of grayish blue cardstock, and I went over it with some white gesso because I still want to make the background blue, but I just want to make it a little bit more interesting by adding some mixed media in the background. So I used white gesso. I probably, when I go back and look at it, I probably should have used clear gesso so I could have some of the blue stand out a little bit more, but it's fine. It comes out fine at the end. So I went over with some creamies in Lapis Dance, some Shimmerz creamies in Lapis Dance and Boogie Board Blue. And then I really wanted to add a focal point for my photo. So after the blues dried, I went in with these new foils, and they are absolutely gorgeous. It just slides on. It's so shimmery and has just this beautiful sheen, and the way it glides on the paper is just it's just like satiny. It's just really such a pretty finish. So you can see there some of the shimmer there from that gold, and it actually dries pretty quickly. I just spread it on with like a little scraper that I have. So I really like what that has done, the base it will provide for my photos. Okay, so there are my two photos, as you can see, and I decided to use something that contrasts a lot with the blue, and that is the bright orange. So I'm going to kind of make just these little banner strips on the side of each photo, and I'm just cutting them by hand. I'm not trying to do a very particular shape. I just put in little flags at the end. But I love kind of the orange paper and then the plaid on top, because plaid just screams fall and winter for me. So I wanted to do some orange splatters to kind of pick up on the orange pattern paper that I'm using, but I don't have any Shimmerz in orange. So I'm going to make some orange. So I took some two creamies. One is Dandelion and the other one is called Red Necking. And I mixed them together and they made the perfect orange. So I started with the yellow and then just added a little bit of the red, and it makes perfect color orange. And I like the creamies because it's a little bit more coverage than like a spritz, so it will really leave a lot of color there in the background. So I went over with my regular brush. I kind of faked some big droplets by just dabbing them on with the paintbrush, and then I use a fan brush to kind of do teeny tiny splatters. And then I went over the circle I just showed you, and I machine stitched with kind of an orangey rust colored thread and then a light blue thread as well. And again, I think that just really highlights that circle and really makes it pop off the page. Now comes the fun part of going through, and probably the most time consuming part, which is going through all these adorable embellishments and trying to figure out what I want to use, because you can just use so much and go crazy, but you kind of got to balance it and make it not too overwhelming. So I am going to use this cute little fox. I think I don't often use the cutesy like little animals and stuff, but when I can squeeze one in, or when it fits nice on a page, I like to put it there. And then because it's a fall page, of course, I will go with some other fall sayings. I thought maybe adding this raccoon phrase would be cute, but no, I decided to put it back. I do that a lot. I'll take things out, kind of audition them on the page and see if they fit. And then if they don't, I will just put them right back. So the last Shimmerz page I also used the title Hello Fall, because a lot of the, pre-made phrases or stickers say that, but I love the colors and the Hello Fall, and I'm going to really add a lot of colors with some other embellishments, so I thought that would be pretty. And I wanted to frame that circle a little bit more, again, to kind of make it stand out as an element, and so I put it kind of around the curve of the circle. And also to pick up on the gold, the gold Shimmerz foils, I'm going to use some of these gold puffy stickers, which are really pretty, and just kind of make a couple clusters of those. And so one of the I think one of the letters, I guess none of the letters have this blue, but I liked this little addition of this like kind of grayish, this dark bluish gray color, just because it added a much darker contrast, especially with the orange. And it was just really a darker shade of the blue background, and it picked up on a little bit of the blue in my photo. So I added a few of those blue flowers, and those came from the Jen Hadfield collection, which actually go really well with the Simple Stories collection. So I'm going to do some flowers and leaves because I think, well, the flowers are such pretty colors, and of course it's a fall page, so I have to throw some leaves in there as well. I wanted to bring in some little bits of green because a few of the letters up there in the Hello Fall have green in them. So I cut out the white border from these leaves from the Jen Hadfield die cuts, and I'll just stick a couple of those green leaves. If you watch my videos, you know I have a thing sometimes with having my die cuts or embellishments have the white border around the edge, so I often cut the white border off. It's interesting because I actually leave the white border around my photos. Almost all of my layouts, if you notice, I leave the white border on my photos. So I think that's why I don't like the white border on my embellishments, because the white border on my photos really makes the photos pop. And if you have other things with white borders on them, it just doesn't pop as much, I guess. So I think that's why I don't really like the white borders. So continuing with the gold theme, I'm going to add a little subtitle, Thankful for You, like again along the curve. And I really like the gold on the gold, and it's just, sometimes you can overdo it, I think. Well, yes, you definitely can overdo it with the gold sometimes, but I think that this really just, the addition of the gold letters just really highlighted the gold foils even more. So I'll add a few labels to my photo, a couple more phrases, and I'm getting close to having enough embellishments because, again, I don't want to overwhelm. I'll stick a couple other little flowers and tiny bits around. I think that's also important, is to kind of vary the size of your embellishments to make it more interesting. So, stick with one or two larger embellishments. So I have the fox, and then the little kind of flag on the right, and then I have medium-sized one, a couple hearts, a couple leaves, and then some really tiny ones too. So I think by varying the sizes of your embellishments, it again adds more interest to your page as well. So I'm going to frame my photos, or matte my photos, in a blue that's very similar to the dark blue flowers, and that will make them stand off even more, I think. And I'm just going to distress all the edges here of all these pattern papers and start gluing those together. So this was last Thanksgiving, and it was kind of a special Thanksgiving because we get together with the kids' cousins, which we don't often, maybe once a year, if that. We get to all be together. So we traveled to North Carolina, and we were there for Thanksgiving break, and it was really wonderful for the kids to be all together. And we got this great picture of them, which if you know, trying to get a group of kids together to pose for a photo, and I'll have smiles and make sure there are not any too funny antics going on, it can be challenging. So I just took a couple of they're not all perfect photos, but I took a couple of my favorite shots. And there's my final page. I glued all the bits down and had them kind of in the same place, and I love this page. I love the colors. It just screams fall to me. I love the gold foil circle, and the photos just do not do it justice. I just can't capture the sheen on it as well as I would like, but such a pretty gold. In person is just awesome. And you can see my machine stitching there in two different color threads, and then those gold puffy stickers really accent the gold circle as well. So I am loving this kit. I am loving fall. I am so grateful for scrapbooking friends and the scrapbooking community. So I thought I would say that since I am doing a week of fall and being thankful layouts. So thank you so much for watching, and stay scrappy, friends.